Okay. So thank you for joining in on this Saturday evening. Um Let us start with one of our quiz question. So, as you may be aware, universe runs in a cycle of 4 yugas. Can someone tell me what are the names of those 4 yugas?
Dwapar Yug, Kali Yug, Satyug, and
Treta
I'll
Yuga.
tell you in Treta
Very
Yug.
good, excellent. And can someone tell me the order? What's the
Yeah,
order?
Satyug, Dwapar Yug, Treta Yug, Kali Yug.
Slight change. Satyug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, and Kali Yug. Right? Okay. I purposely selected this question for today because it is related to our discussion on overcoming distraction. So before we start, let us discuss. Does anyone remember what we discussed last time? Any quick thoughts on last time's session? Couple of points. Anyone? No? So last time, last two sessions we have been discussing on growth mindset, right? And uh, we discussed last time what G stands for. G stands for real greatness. What is real greatness? Real success. Real greatness is not in achieving material things, but real greatness lies in three things, right? What are those three things? First, doing our duty to the best of our capacity. We discussed various examples of Hanuman and Squirrel, Jatayu and Arjun, Doggle. Does anyone remember Bill Doggle? Who was he? Yeah. So Bill Doggle was a teacher in the school at Seattle at United States who at that time in 1960s took $7,000 as a, what do you say, fund from PTM to get computers. And two students got attracted with that, Bill Gates and his partner, and then became the Microsoft. So everyone knows Bill Gates, but was Bill also successful or not? Answer is yes, because he did his duty. Right? So we came to that doing our duty to the best of our capacity. Second, becoming a better version of our own self. Right? Never give up hope. Always keep on trying. And last we discussed is how do we tolerate, right? Tolerate provoking situations. There will always be situations. We live in the world of duality. There will be happiness, there will be distress, there will be pain, there will be pleasure, right? There will be respect, there will be disrespect. How do we tolerate all these things and remain focused, right? That's real greatness. And then we moved on, so that was G. And then we moved on to R, right? Relationships. And we discussed that how actually, we were discussing that. Let me pose this question, right? Is knife good or bad?
Depends on the user.
Depends on the user. Very good, right? So it depends on the consciousness of the user. Similarly, everything in our life, whether it is technology, economic development, our gadgets, everything, right? It is good or bad depending upon our own consciousness. So if our mind is filled with egoistic desires, selfish desires, lust, anger, greed, right? Then all those things will get manifested outside in everything we do, including our relationships. So, to improve our currency of relationships, what we discussed is first looking at our own identity. What is my real self? And that's where we discussed perspective of Bhagavad Gita that my real self is I am a soul, right? And all of us are living souls coming from the same source. And hence, that is the one common binding factor. There may be many reasons to fight. It is not easy to live together, live together. It is not very easy, right? But there may be many reasons to fight, disagree, you know, but there will be only one reason to be united, which is the one common source. And when we start living with that mindset, right, we try to bring more harmony in our life. We discuss the principle of throwing stone in the in the pond, right? When we throw stone in the pond, what it creates? It creates pebbles, right? Concentric circles. So Mahesh throws one stone, Mohit throws one stone, Siddheshwarji throws one stone. They're all throwing stones. What is happening? All the stones are creating pebbles, but they are all throwing stones at their own place, and all the pebbles are clashing with each other. But if all of us throw stone in the center of the pond, what will happen? There is no clash. The pebbles, the concentric circles only keep on increasing. There is no clashing of different concentric circles. Similarly, if we want find one common purpose, right, which is service to the society, service to the Supreme Lord, rather than our own ego selfish desires, then the concentric circles of our life, the relationships of our life will keep increasing. So we discussed that, uh, to have a great family life, we need the mindset, and we discussed 4 points. We'll briefly talk about this, and then we'll quickly get into today's topic. What was the four point formula which we discussed to increase our relationship? Stop criticizing, start appreciating. Stop judging, start accepting people as they are, right? Stop expectations, start serving. Stop grudges, start forgiving. So let me start with a one very nice story related to this. So there was anyone has any questions at this point of time? Everyone okay? Yeah. I'm just trying a brief of earlier sessions so that we remain, there is a connectivity in our ongoing sessions. So there was a group of children. I'm sure, as you know, children, we would have all played in that gully ka naka, right? Hitting fours and sixes, and किसी का कांच तोड़ा होगा, किसी के घर में बॉल गया होगा. Yes or no? Yeah. So there was a group of children. They were playing, and there was one senior citizen who used to stay there. And हमेशा उसके घर में बॉल जाता था. And senior citizens, they don't like all the shor sharaba and all that. Few of them, they don't like that. So the senior citizen, he tried telling them, अरे मत खेलो, but do you think children will listen? They will not, right? So what this senior citizen suddenly did is, one day he called all the children and he gave them one small Cadbury and five rupees, all of them. And children were shocked. अरे ये क्यों? And uncle said, अरे तुम लोगों ने क्या मस्त खेला, एक ने फोर मारा, एक ने सिक्स मारा, एक ने अच्छा फील्डिंग किया, इतना बॉलिंग किया, मेरा मस्त एंटरटेनमेंट हुआ, वेरी नाइस, गो टेक दिस. दे वर वेरी हैप्पी. अरे वाह, क्या अंकल तो सुधर गए लगता है, तो दे वर वेरी हैप्पी. नेक्स्ट डे आए, वापस वही वो लोग खूब खेले, शोर शराबा किया. अंकल ने फिर से उनको बुलाया, फिर से कैडबरी दिया, फिर से 5 रुपया दिया सबको. एवरीवन इज वेरी हैप्पी. बोलते अरे यार, ये तो मस्त मजा आ रहा है, खेलने का खेल हो रहा है, कोई रोकने वाला नहीं, कोई टोकने वाला नहीं, एंड पैसा भी मिल रहा है, टॉफी भी मिल रहा है. एवरीवन अंडरस्टैंड्स लिटिल बिट ऑफ हिंदी, राइट? हिंदी इज ओके ना, लिटिल बिट? या, यस और नो?
Yes.
या. So everyone was children were very happy. So third day also like this, fourth day also like this. So 1 week went like that. Everyone is very happy, children, right? Then next week, again uncle calls children, and again he gives them chocolate, but no 5 rupees. So children ask, अरे अंकल पैसा नहीं. अरे अभी मेरा पेंशन आया नहीं, मेरा पैसा खत्म हो गया, बट ये चॉकलेट लेके जाओ. तो चिल्ड्रन वर लाइक, अभी आदत पड़ गया ना पैसे का. तो चिल्ड्रन वर लाइक, ठीक है, ओके. सो दे वेंट. यू नो तो एक हफ्ता अंकल ने खाली चॉकलेट दिया, ठीक है. उसके बाद थर्ड वीक क्या हुआ? अंकल स्टॉप्ड कॉलिंग पीपल, चॉकलेट भी नहीं. एंड अभी बच्चे लोग को आदत पड़ गया, तो चिल्ड्रन वेंट टू अंकल, अंकल अंकल चॉकलेट. अरे सॉरी बेटा, चॉकलेट नहीं ला पाया, आई कुड नॉट गो टू द मार्केट, और पैसा भी नहीं है, तुम लोग कल आओ. नेक्स्ट डे गए, फिर भी चॉकलेट नहीं. थर्ड डे गए, फिर भी चॉकलेट नहीं. सो व्हाट दे चिल्ड्रन डिसाइडेड? दे सेड, हट, इधर अभी कौन खेलेगा? पहले खेलते थे तो चॉकलेट भी मिलता था, पैसा भी मिलता था. अभी क्या हम लोग इधर फालतू में अंकल को एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए खेलेंगे क्या? किधर और गली में ढूंढते हैं, और किधर और चले गए खेलने. समझ में आया क्या हुआ? राइट? Anyone understood what happened?
Yes, Prabhuji.
What
Because
happened?
what he uncle achieved his objective, that he initially he don't want to be there, the childrens to be played there, and he didn't shouted at them, but he with the love only, activity of he did, he behaved with the with the love with the childrens, and he achieved his what he want to be, like he don't want children to be played there, but he behaved in a way with the children with a love and affection only, and he met with his purpose.
Okay. Anyone else? Thank you, Siddeshwarji, for your insights. Anyone else understood what happened? So Siddeshwarji said right partially that he achieved his main objective of ensuring children are not playing. But what happened? He played trick with them, right? He started giving something to children and suddenly stopped. So children started having expectations that they forgot their main purpose. Why they were getting there? Their main purpose was playing and having fun. Their main purpose was not to get chocolate and 5 rupees. Right? So they forgot their main purpose and they said, "Abhi idhar kaun khelega, kidhar aur khelo." Right? So this is what happens, right? We forget the main purpose of our relationship, why we are together. Mm. And then, with all the peripherals of expectations, we forget our main purpose and we burn our relationship. That's what happened. Right? So it was through love and affection, but he tricked them, right? It was a trick that he made them expect something and stopped doing that. And in that process, children actually forgot their bachpan. So to have a healthy relationship, my friends, you need to start finding bachpan of your relationship. What is the main purpose, my friends, we have got together? Right? Start finding those things where you used to where you find common joy. Find the bachpan of your relationship. That is very, very important. So with this story of how we can strengthen our relationship with our finding bachpan in our relationship, we will now go to the next important topic where all of us have also become bachpan, or in our handling our focus or overcoming distraction. So we will have this whole topic into three parts. First, I will talk about what is the some statistics around how deep is the problem. Second, we will talk about what are the effects of distraction. And third, we will talk about some tips or formula to overcome distraction. So, um, as we were discussing right at the beginning, that what are the four yugas: Satyug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, Kali Yug. So in Kali Yug, in all the different yugas, there were different processes recommended for self-realization, right? So in Satyug, it was deep, deep, deep meditation, right? For thousands and thousands of years in alone place, right? In Treta Yuga, it was, deity worship, right? Or sorry, yagyas. And in Dwapar Yuga, it was grand, grand deity worship. And in Kali Yuga is what we will discuss at the end of this session. So when we ask some children and when we ask ourselves, okay, we have to meditate, it becomes so difficult. But when we come in front of gadgets, right, or we are sitting in front of TV, or when we are in online, it looks like we have achieved samadhi, uh, completely bereft of whatever is happening around. uh, And sometimes it is so kind of inspiring in one sense that, in crowded local trains or buses or wherever, right? I don't know how many of you travel in crowd public transport, but many a times earlier when I used to travel, I used to see so much crowd, so much this thing, but person is busy in his Facebook. he or YouTube, right? He has put on something, these things are there, earplugs, and then he's busy watching. There is so much of crowd, there is so much of hush push happening, but he's in his own world, meditation, right? In his YouTube or Facebook, whatever. So let us talk about some statistics, right, of how deep is the problem. So US loses $650 billion per year because of lack of focus or because of distraction in productivity. 1 out of every 7 days in a week is lost because of distraction. 70% of the workforce, okay, we are all working individuals. 70% of the workforce, and these statistics are actually a couple of years ago. So if you take latest statistics, I'm sure it would have gone up. So 70% of the people at the workforce admit when a survey was taken that yes, they get distracted every few minutes. People in the age of 18 to 34 years spent on an average 3 hours per day online, personal online doing useless activities. Okay, 3 hours per day between age of 18 to 34 years. In 2018, now this is very funny, right? And as I said, this is few years away. 2018, a survey was taken in UK, and it was found that a person checks his phone every 12 minutes without any purpose. No phone, nothing, but just checks the phone, right? Messages or whatever, just, for useless things. Now tell me how many of you fall in this category. 89% of the people check phone first thing in the morning as they get up. 89% global population, right? 28% of our daily time is spent on reading and or replying emails which are useless. Okay. And another survey was taken by Harvard, or a study was done where they said that out of entire lifespan, we on an average spent 5 years and 4 months online. And the breakup is out of that 1 year and 8 months on YouTube, 1 year and 7 months on Facebook, and couple of years in Twitter and Instagram. So that's how it is. Point is, people across age, across globe, across different countries, across different genders, across different professions, is very, very deeply impacted by something called this online addiction. Agree or not? Yeah. So let us discuss some of the effects now. Very, very stunning statistics and stunning effects. First is there are 5 to 6 big effects we will discuss. So first is it saps away our energy, our glucose in the body to something which is unproductive, right? Remember, my friends, everything, whatever we do, even if you're touching phone and reading messages or whatever, it takes away some energy from our body. It takes away some mental space in our mind, right? It takes away few precious moments of our time. So all that it is sapping away. So all that could have been utilized in a better manner. So being online and addiction online is sapping away our important energy and glucose. Very stunning. Second effect, right? Worker cannot focus more than 11 minutes on a particular job. Whatever we are doing, we cannot focus more than 11 minutes. And as per science, as per scientific study, it takes more than 25 minutes to get back the same focus and attention and concentration level on our job. So can you imagine? We cannot focus more than 11 minutes, and it takes more than 25 minutes to get back our concentration and increased focus levels. You will be surprised by the statistics. You know which species, and I'm talking about within animals, birds, and everyone, right? Which species has the lowest attention span? Do you know? Anyone has any idea?
I think humans,
Sorry.
humans, we ourselves.
So we have now achieved that what you say, glorious position. So as per nature, goldfish. Have you seen goldfish? Right? Goldfish is supposed to be having the lowest attention span, which was 9 seconds. Okay, if you see goldfish, you'll go in aquarium, always vibrating, always going, yeah, 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 yeah. Every 9 seconds, it loses its attention span, right? In 2018, right? Sorry, in 2000, the attention span of human beings were 12 seconds, which now has reduced to 8 seconds. So, Mahesh, you are right. Now, human beings have achieved that glorious position, right? We have beaten nature also. So, as per nature, it was goldfish, which was 9 seconds, and we are now, our attention span is as low as 8 seconds. Now, my dear friends, very, very important point. Because of this, right, what is happening is we are having a very deep sense of dissatisfaction, lack of morale, and there is no feeling of accomplishment because we cannot focus on anything, right? Even if we go through our life, I don't know if you guys experience, right? In our office, we are going calls after calls, right? We are doing things after thing, right? But at the end of the day, there is no feeling of accomplishment. There is lack of satisfaction. There's a lot of dissatisfaction in the heart. Why? Because we have not had our focus, right? Like, I don't know how many of you have this. Like in our family time also that has happened, right? We all sit together, like my children, they sit and either their mobile is on or their TV is on. They don't even know what they are eating, right? Taste कैसा है, अच्छा है, बुरा है, मम्मी ने जैसा बनाया खा लिया. What kind of lifestyle we are having, right? There's no interaction happening between family members. They are, even if as a family we are sitting, we are watching TV, right? And we think it is a good family time. If we think we are watching all one same serial, Kaun Banega Karodpati, or whatever our favorite serial is, and we are all watching together, having a laugh time, right? That's not family time, right? We are not personally connecting with each other, right? So there is a, so what is the, the nature, we will get satisfaction in life only if we are leading a meaningful life. And when that meaningful life will come, that meaningful life will come when we will, and we will discuss this point later also, when we will introspect, right? When we will have some time for ourselves, for connecting ourselves. But there is no time because all our mental space is getting utilized by these gadgets, right? By this whole media, social media, and everything. So, human life is to bring harmony between body, mind, and soul, and that brings fulfillment. Okay, and that is actually spirituality, right? To bring harmony between body, mind, and soul. So, what is the purpose of our program, right? The purpose of our program, see, outside world, competence and career dimension is getting added to you. All these big organizations, through their training programs, through their coaching programs, right? And individually, right, what will happen? They will add competence dimension and career dimension, education, everything, right? All this is getting added. What we are trying to add is character dimension in our life, right? And what is that character we are talking about? That character which we are talking about, everyone in the world is teaching how to celebrate success, what to do when we are successful. But my friends, there is a great need in the world to also teach what to do when we don't find success, when things don't go as per our plan, right? When don't thi- when we don't, when things don't go as per our plan. Because real success is, as per Gita, that we continue to make our efforts failure after failure without losing enthusiasm. That is what we are trying to achieve in our these sessions, right? How to develop that resiliency in our life. So when you go to juice bar, you will get juice. You go to medical shop, you will get medicines. You go to book shop, you get books. What do you get when you go to temples? In temples, we distribute hope. You know, we are distributing hope. What is that hope? right? That there is a higher power, right? And we can depend on that higher power for protection, right? Real success lies in my efforts, okay, and how I can behave in those failure situations. So let me give you, one story. I'll give you one story of my own personal thing, what I am going through now, and another general story. So there was this monk, right, who was trying to travel to UK, and they were with two other monks, and they were traveling. They went to the airport, and the luggage was checked in. uh, uh, and then they decided that, okay, the weather was not good, so the announcement happened that we are returning back your baggages, and you go to the counter and you get the revised ticket issued for you. So this monk was there. He was very smart. He said, okay, let me do one thing. He said, they split up, right? This is what Indians do. We are very, jugadu. So they said, okay, I will go to the ticket counter and stand first in the queue, and you guys go to the luggage counter or luggage area, right? Everyone, what they did, they went together as a family. They went to the luggage and then they came to the ticket counter. So he thought, oh, I'm very smart, right? And he was first in the queue, and he got the ticket reissued for the next flight. And then they waited for few hours in the airport, and then the announcement happened that, okay, this flight is about to get started, get boarded, start boarding. And they very nicely, with chest open and high and head held high, went to the counter, and for the check-in. And they said, sorry sir, you cannot check in right now. I said, huh? I was the first in the line. Sorry sir, but this ticket is for a later flight, not this flight. So this monk got angry. He said, how can this can happen? Said, I was first in the queue. So his mind was occupied with the thought that I was first in the queue, I was first in the queue, I was first in the queue. He said, sorry sir, I can't help. Why don't you go back to the counter which issued your ticket and get this ticket rechecked? So he went back to the counter and approached the lady, and lady said, oh, very sorry, actually I was doing double shift, I had not slept, so by mistake I gave you a different ticket, right? So this ticket is what you say is of a later flight. And this monk got angry. He said, now what to do, I was first in the queue. So she said, uh, hey, so you have this beadback hanging, all this we are chanting, right? Why don't you pray to your lord that, if some family of 3 4 people, they don't turn around, then maybe I can issue you a revised ticket, right? So point is, we may plan as per our thing, you know we may plan, we may try to be very intelligent, but things will never go as per our desires or as per our plan. Okay. And what to do in that situation is what resiliency we have to develop. I'll give you my personal example, right? I just got my father operated. Everything was set. We had got all his medical checkup done. Everything was set. We knew it was a spinal surgery. We knew it is going to be a tough surgery. Doctor said, yes, one day, get admitted one day before surgery. After, we'll do the surgery. After 2 days, he'll be in ICU. Third day, we'll make him get up. Fifth day discharge. All thing was set, right? And I also got my surgery done of sinus, right? And everything was, I was trying to plan everything. But what happened, right? My father just didn't, it's almost 3.5 weeks from the surgery. He's still not got up, right? He's becoming better by Lord's grace, right? But he was there in the hospital instead of 5 days, 11 days. And he just refused to got up. He was just not getting up. And even doctors are trying, complaining, Are Baba, motivating him, encouraging him, chastising him, shouting at him. They tried all the techniques, but he's not getting up. Okay. Then I pleaded to doctor. I said, see, I cannot keep him in hospital just because he's not getting up. You please relieve him. So I got him home from hospital in ambulance, right? He was completely on bed, still completely on bed, right? We have to now keep a caretaker. He's passing all his toilet on bed, right? Having food on bed, lot of things are happening at home, right? And all this is not planned, right? Nothing of this is planned. So then I realized, right? And I was also going through this classes. I was remembering all the instructions of Gita, which I have heard for so long. And that is what I realized, that, we may plan anything, but things will, in real life, things will not go as per our plan, right? We are not in control of situations. But what we are in control of, my friends, we are in control of how we respond. We are in control of our consciousness, right? We are in control of the choices we make, right? I'm not trying to say I'm great, but I'm just saying that it was very easy for me to not do this class, right? I have to prepare all these notes. There are the 7 pages notes. I have to hear, I have to prepare, I have to write. I have myself undergone my own surgery. My father is suffering. Half of the time the person caretaker comes, he doesn't come. After surgery, when he came home, he got fever. Then I had to run around because maybe he got the urine infection. So we had to call the doctor at home because he cannot travel. So many things happening, right? How do you choose to respond, right? Keep focus. What is my bigger purpose in life? Okay, how can I add value to my life? So that is what Gita is trying to teach us. Things will not go as per our plan. Things will not go, it is not in our control. But what is in situations, circumstances is not in our control. But what is in our control is how we respond, our consciousness, our choices we make, right? So this is what we are trying to teach. So fourth point is, so first, right, we discussed for third three effects. First effect was it saps away all our energy. We cannot focus more than 11 minutes, and it takes more than 25 minutes to focus. Attention span is getting as low as 8 seconds. We are experiencing deep sense of dissatisfaction, lack of morale, lack of feeling of accomplishment, right? Fourth point is very, very important. We have, because of this, we are becoming obsessed with self. We are becoming self obsessed, right? We are reducing our empathy because we are not able to connect, my dear friends. See, go to the root. We are not able to connect with our own self. We are not able to connect with others in from heart, right? We are just self obsessed, taking selfies, right? Understand, trying to see, okay, whose life is happening, how I can make my life happening. That is where our consciousness is getting absorbed. And because of this, what is happening is our EQ, which is emotional quotient, is reducing. And those who are working in corporate life, you will know that EQ is so important as we grow in our careers in our life, because from a leadership perspective, EQ is very important. So directly or indirectly, consciously or unconsciously, we have started impacting our long-term careers by becoming absorbed in all this online and gadgets and all that kind of thing, right? What is also happening, most of, I speak to a lot of my friends, colleagues, relatives. I don't know, have you heard of this term called FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. There is so much of information. There's so much of information, right? So many YouTube videos, and it can be of spirituality also. No problem. No, that is not the point. It can be for good things also. But there is so much, right? अरे ये भी वीडियो देखना है, अरे वो भी ट्वीट देखना है, अरे वो भी व्हाट्सएप मैसेज पढ़ना है, अरे ये भी न्यूज़ पढ़ना है. There is so much. And there is a new psychological uh, problem which is coming out, which is called fear of missing out, FOMO theory. Because they feel, अरे मैंने ये नहीं देखा तो I will lose something meaningful in life. अरे मैंने ये YouTube video नहीं देखा तो I will lose something. अरे मैंने वो नहीं देखा तो, you know. And even for programs, अरे वो program में जाना है, ये program में जाना है, यहाँ जाना है, वहाँ जाना है, ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है. you know we cannot do everything practically, right? We need to prioritize things. What is more important is we absorb ourselves, we have focus ourselves in the activities which we are doing rather than doing multiple activities. So that is again a big problem which is coming out, which is the FOMO theory. Right? It Fifth effect, it diminishes our ability to retain. Right? Our IQ level is going down. People are having sleep disorders. I don't know if any one of you experiences that, or you're experiencing with your family, friends, colleagues. My child sometimes, so many times, and comes and says, I am not been able to sleep for so many days because you are online just before going sleep. You are online, right? Those rays are impacting your eyes. Those the content which you are watching is impacting your brain. Your brain is super active, super alert. How you will get nice peaceful sleep? I was speaking to one of the professional coach. He is he's a good friend of mine, and he's a mentor or a coach of Ajinkya Rahane. I don't know, those who follow cricket may know him. He's one of the great cricketer, right? So he was telling me, right, that even this great cricketers, sports stars, they have so much of discipline and focus in life, right? For them it is mandatory, 2 hours before sleep, just switch off from online gadgets, no mobile, nothing. It is mandatory for them, right? That's the kind of discipline lifestyle they have. If we can't do 2 hours, at least do half an hour. Start with half an hour, then move 1 hour. Right? There are so many in the solutions I will discuss. There are so many simple changes which we can do, but it will really increase peace in our life, happiness quotient in our life. And last but not the least is the influence on our happiness levels. As per science, right, in our body, there are four very important hormones, okay, which increases our happiness levels. So the first hormone is hormone of dopamine, which gives us feeling of accomplishment. Okay, just getting little digressed. Actually, all this cigarettes and alcohol and tobacco, it has a little content of dopamine. That's why you get addicted, because you keep smoking and that dopamine keeps getting released in your body, right? And you keep feeling that high, right? That's the main reason of addiction, right? So that's a false sense of false dopamine getting released. So the dopamine, right? So four happiness hormones. First is dopamine, which is related to feeling of accomplishment. Second is endorphin, which gets released once you finish your exercise. Third, serotonin, which is a feeling of social contribution. And last is oxytocin, which is feeling which is the hormone which is linked to feeling of social connection. Now, what is happening is, because of always being alert on gadgets, right? Playing games or always online, all these four hormones, they, their release in our body starts getting impacted. Right? And ultimately the result is frustration, intolerance, anger increases in our body. See, what is happening is, you know, as I was saying, things are not in our control, right? But when you are online, when you have this, piece of mobile in your hand, and you can surf any page, you can go to any, yeah, YouTube video, you can pause, you can rewind, you feel things are under control. So very subtly, your mind is getting impression that I am under control. But in real life, when things are not in your control, what happens? Anger, frustration, intolerance. Right. So to conclude, all these effects of too much gadgets, online, and everything else, conclusion is it is it is impacting our mental health issue. It is impacting our productivity. It is impacting our peace in life. It is impacting our ability to maintain sane character and social life. Right? So before I get into the solution of this from a Gita's perspective, we can stop here and have any questions or any comments. Any questions by anyone? Everything is
No, Deepak,
understood. Thank you.
the only hi Deepak. The only thing is, these distractions are even more in children,
Yes.
Yeah.
and sometimes it's very difficult to control or change them. And they also see us, um, and question, like, you are also in computer, you are also in thing, and we are, although we say it's our job and this is what it is, you have to go, it's so difficult to put their attention or in focus in study. So if you can, even when you're giving your solutions, if you can also give
Yes.
examples of how to bring your
Yes.
children, I think that will also be good.
Yes. Definitely. I'll talk about that. And thanks
Thanks,
for
Manju,
joining
for
in.
bringing that up. I was about to ask that, sir. My kid is like 8 years old now. He is attending so many classes. Every fortnightly, we get to hear about some course rolled out. Someone is teaching mathematics fits. Someone is teaching Java coding to the children. Someone is teaching extracurriculars. In extracurricular also, some few months he's interested in cricket. Few times he says, "I'm good at. I want to be on badminton." And his friends join some other class, taekwondo and all. He tends to get attracted to it, and fear of missing out is very high in children specifically, because he's feeling that if his classmate is doing something which he's not doing, then he's left behind. Similarly, it is high in parents, amplified in parents also, because if child is feeling 1%, parents are feeling it 100%. So how actually we should control ourselves and teach the children ki, please do whatever you are good at, or like identifying at first place ki what he is good at is the biggest challenge of the life. That's the biggest thing. What he is good at, or like what he's really interested in, of all the available courses or classes around us, and then deciding on motivating him ki baba, if you're not doing this thing and you're doing this thing, you're still good. So I want your guidance on that
Yeah.
aspect as well.
Definitely. We'll discuss that. Okay. Good. So we are on the right track. We have those things getting covered. So let's get into our solutioning, right? Uh, so obviously, this whole course name is Wisdom Oasis, right? We are looking at things from Gita's perspective, Ramayana perspective, Mahabharat perspective. So let's get those perspectives. So what right now what we discussed is what are the effects and what is the how great is this problem. Now, what is the root cause of this problem and what is the solution? Okay. As per Gita, the root cause of this problem is our uncontrolled mind, right? Uncontrolled mind. So in Gita, 6th chapter, 5th shloka, it is led. Okay. Uddharet atmanatmanam natmanam avashadayate atmaiva hi atmano bandhur atmaveiripur atmanah. Okay, so what is Krishna saying? One must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the soul and his enemy as well. Very important. See, these two shlokas are very important. If we can work on these two shlokas of Gita, our half spirituality is done. बन्धुरात्मना तस्य येनात्मा वैत्मानजीतः अनन्तमनस्तु शत्रुत्वे वर्तेत वा मैं शत्रुवत्. For whom who has conquered the mind is best of the friends. And for one who has failed to do so, mind will remain the greatest enemy. Right? So as per Gita, mind, it is the mind, okay, which is the root cause, the uncontrolled mind. Un- and the nature of the mind is, see, there is a good part and a bad part. The bad part is that it is our mind. The good part is it is trainable. The mind can easily be trained. Okay. It can be easily trained. And that's what Krishna is trying to tell us. That if it is trained, it can be the best of our friends. But if it is untrained, it can be the best of our enemies. Now you will think, mind our enemy? How is that possible? Now that is a different subject altogether. But just in short, right? When we say enemy, does not mean that the mind will come and kind of, what you say, how my, what is the meaning of enemy? The meaning of enemy is someone who harms us. How mind harms us? Mind harms us by A, making us do thing which we are not supposed to do, and B, later on making us feel guilty. Have you ever experienced that? Right? There is such a strong urge to do something which oh shit, it is not right, but the mind really forces you to do it, and later on makes you feel guilty also. Yes or no? Yeah. So that is the nature of our enemy mind. Right? Always uncontrolled, want to do things which should not be done. Why? Because it is uncontrolled. Good part is it can be trained. And how it can be trained is what Gita is teaching us. That is what the message of Gita is. So if you see, right, remember one thing, last time also we were discussing, right? Gita is not a book of commandments. Gita is a book of choices. Okay. The whole life, the life is between B and D, birth and death. Between B and D lies C. C stands for choices we make. Remember one thing, my dear friends, as a soul, as a living being, we have unlimited potential to change our consciousness to make better choices. We have to just become aware of that potential and start acting on that. We have unlimited potential. Human beings have unlimited potential, okay, to make the right choices. So if you see what happened, right? What did when was Gita spoken? Krishna took Arjuna's chariot in the middle of the army. And then when in the middle of the army, Arjuna started seeing Bhishma, Dronacharya, right? He got confused and he said, no, I don't want to fight. Okay. So point is, for Arjuna, the distraction cause was the cause of confusion, the cause of distraction. He was focused. He wanted to fight. But his cause of distraction was external factors, which were his teachers, which were his grandfathers. For us, it may be something else. It may be gadgets. It may be our children. It may be our boss. It may be our office. It may be so many things, right? But the principle is the same. Or there may be so many, or there are so many internal factors, right? Our ego, our anger, our lust, our greed, right? All these internal and external factors causes us to deviate or makes us distract, right, from what is the right thing to do. And that is the message of the Gita. What is the message of the Gita? That is when Krishna spoke Gita, when Arjuna got distracted and paralyzed from doing his duties because of distraction. And what is the message of Gita? The message of Gita is we have to rise above these external distractions and internal distractions and focus on our duty, focus on what is the right thing to do, right? So as we are saying, right, right, mind can make heaven hell, hell heaven, right? Mind is like a spectacles, like a colored spectacles which we wear. If we wear green spectacles, what we will do? We will see everything green around, right? Similarly, if our mind is filled with internal enemies like lust, anger, ego, greed, whatever we will see, we will perceive the world through those lenses. So what do we do, my friends, to control our mind? So first, it is very important to understand the root cause is within myself, uncontrolled mind. It is not external factors, it is my own mind. And second is I need to start controlling it to make it better. So what are the tips to control it? How can I become better in controlling my mind and having a more peaceful life is what we are going to study now. So there are 4-step formula which we will continue, which we will talk about. And this we will cover questions also which we have just discussed about children, right? So first formula is simplify by eliminating distraction from your environment. Very important, right? Your association, your environment makes things better or worse, right? We have to make our environment in such a way where it is easy to practice good habits and difficult to practice bad habits. So we have to start looking at our own lives and start simplifying our environment. Start making those small adjustments in our life, right? Stop seeing mobile first thing in the morning you get up. Have a disciplined life, have a schedule. Like when I conducted Bong Mindset seminar, which I do regularly, this is one of the topic which we discussed. What can I do? Get up 10 minutes early, do some meditation, read some wisdom books. It's very important to nourish your mind with positivity, with positive thoughts. You know, when, you know, very small, simple tips I'm giving, right? Before sleeping, okay, no mobile, no TV, okay, at least 30 minutes. If not 30 minutes, start with 10 minutes, then gradually go to 20 minutes, then gradually go to 30 minutes, right? Have a peaceful sleep. Very important, my friends. I'm telling you, okay, see the quality of your sleep, see the quality of your subconsciousness, because whatever is there in our, whatever we see last or consume last during before our sleep is there in our consciousness. It keep subconsciousness, it keeps on going on in our subconsciousness throughout the night. You will not have peaceful sleep if you are just, watching all these online things and all that. I know few people, right? They have this bad habit and somehow their mind has tricked them. They keep watching something online and they feel when, अरे मैं जब ऑनलाइन देखता हूँ ना तभी मेरे को नींद आता है, जब मैं ये गेम खेलता हूँ ना कैंडी क्रश तभी मेरे को नींद आता है, जब भी मैं ये यूट्यूब 5 मिनट सर्फ करता हूँ तभी मेरे को नींद आता है. Their mind has tricked them. you know we have to change that, and we can easily change that. It just requires some effort and habit. So first thing is eliminate all those elements of distraction, simplify your life. Okay, choose your clothes which you're going to wear next day when you get up in the morning. Minimize your choice levels next day. Okay, because every choice you make is an effort on the brain, is an effort on the mind. Okay, you are giving your mind choices. Okay, आज रेड शर्ट पहनूं, ब्लू शर्ट पहनूं, ग्रीन शर्ट पहनूं, ये टी शर्ट पहनूं. All this is, and see, we have limited mental power, we have limited determination power, we have limited choice power. The more we, what you say, spend our choices on these simple things, it will drag away our energy. Okay, and we will not be left with our determination or with our energy to make better decisions. So all these simple things, make it one day before so that you start your day with minimal choices. Okay, so please don't see your phone once you get up. Okay. So simplify your environment. you know Second is create a system of short term feedback. Okay, most of you are married. Tell your spouses, hey, please check on me, right? Or children, right? Whoever is possible, right? At home, please check on me, right? Let's have a system of feedback. And of course, when spouses don't end up fighting, right? But or keep a chart, right? That, okay, what time I'm getting up, what time I'm sleeping, before 30 minutes before sleeping, I've switched off. Create some system of feedback so that you can monitor yourself. In corporates, we say, right, whatever gets tracked gets delivered. Same thing, right? In our personal life also, whatever we will track, right, will get delivered, right? Mohit is a cousin of mine, doing a very good job in sales in a very big company. How does sales numbers get delivered? By tracking time and again, short-term feedbacks, assessments, how you're doing, right? Do you think once in a year the assessment is made that okay, how the sales is happening? No, it is irregular, right? So same way, right? We need a regular system of feedback. Don't decide something one day and forget for next 1 month. Keep having regular checks how I am doing, right? Third thing is surround yourself with environment which facilitates positive habits. This is linked to the first one. As I was saying, right? Have some discipline. Discipline, keep Gita in your home. Keep some other spirituality books at home. Okay. Keep, read, dedicate some time for reading it. As we were discussing in our monk mindset also, time management, right? 15 minutes, the best gift you can give yourself is 15 minutes of time. Get up early 10 to 15 minutes. And what do you do in those 10-15 minutes? Meditation, reading, right? And you give your mind nutrition of positive things and you see the effect, right? You keep on doing this regularly, continuously, consistently, you see the effect. Guarantee 100% you will see effect in your life, right? This is a proven formula. It is a science. H2O is water only, right? Carbon dioxide cannot come up after H2O. Similarly, this is formula, this is science, science of Gita, science of spirituality, science of devotion. You do this, effect has to come, right? And last thing, right, which we have been talking about, which will answer this question is also, right, invest in your ability and skill sets, which is what we have been talking about, right? FOMO and parents also has this and all that. Why it is happening? Because we have no time to pause, to introspect. We have we have to have some time for connecting with ourselves, for connecting with God, for connecting with higher powers. We need to have some time in solitude, right? Then clarity will come, right? So very important. Okay, this whole comparison, राइट मेंटालिटी विद इन चिल्ड्रन विद इन पेरेंट्स, राइट? अरे उसका बच्चा म्यूजिक सीख रहा है तो मैं भी मेरे बच्चे को म्यूजिक सिखाता हूँ, उसका बच्चा वो सीख रहा है तो मैं भी ये सिखाता हूँ. Fear of missing out, right? Fear of missing out from parents are also coming. From parents are also coming कि अरे is there a skill which they want to teach every skill to the child. अरे मेरा बच्चा किसी में पीछे नहीं रहना चाहिए. म्यूजिक भी सिखाना है, क्रिकेट में भी डालना है, स्पोर्ट्स में भी डालना है, तबला में भी डालना है, सिंगिंग में भी डालना है. It is not going to help, my friends. As parents, first you need to understand, you need to create space for yourself and for children to pause, to invest in skills. Children will always behave like that. Why they are behaving like that? Because they also hear parents ना, अरे उसका बच्चा क्रिकेट में जा रहा है तो अपन भी अपने बच्चे को डाल देगा. So they hear this conversation. So you have compared with your child with someone child who is going for cricket. He is comparing with someone who is going for singing. So he is also behaving like that. अरे my friend is going for singing, I also want to go. Right? It's the same pattern. The root cause is the pattern. Right? It's the same pattern, and the reason is, right, because we are behaving like that, children are picking up like that. So of course when we are online, right, like Manju was asking, right, they see us, that is good. But if we are very genuine and we have discipline, okay, now my office time is over, 8:30, 9:30, whatever time, my office time is over, my computer is shut, now my time is exclusively for my child, or now my time is exclusively for my family. They will sense that, they will pick up. Children are very smart, they know, yes, mummy or daddy was genuinely doing office work at that time, and now the mobile is away, the computer is away, and now genuinely spending time with me, right? If also after office hours we keep on chatting, we are on WhatsApp, we are on phone, we are on mobile, then they don't find any difference. Then they feel that okay, in the name of office work they are doing like this, right? But if you are genuine, they will pick up on that, right? So it is very, in today's age it is very difficult to cut down their zero time, right? But then we can definitely have limitations, we can definitely have boundaries, right? At least earlier children, till the time they reach 12, 14 years, after that they stop listening, right? So before that you can definitely have boundaries, that okay, you have 1 hour of time which on which you're going to play with mobile or whatever, right? whatever minimum or whatever best works as per your family, this much time. After that, it is all, different place, right? Whatever you want to do with your friends or whatever, right? So it is possible, it takes time, right? Maybe start with 2 hours and gradually 1 hour or whatever, right? But so we are discussing a lot of different aspects in this. The first aspect is, as parents, what you can do is, okay, start investing on your own skill sets. We are, start understanding your own abilities, right? Stop comparing your own self. When as parents we start doing that, children will also start learning that. So what can we do? We can always, okay, we have to take out some time for meditation, we have to take out some time for connection, we have to take out some time in solitude, right? So in this month, in this age, as we were discussing, right, 4 yugas, so in this age, what is the best way of meditation, what is the best way of connecting with your own self, what is the best way of spending time in solitude is mantra meditation, right? I have been personally practicing this mantra meditation of Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay. You can, this is one mantra. You can repeat this minimum 108 times. It will take 10 to 12 minutes. I can challenge you and you can do it on your finger, right? So there are like 12, 12 like this, right? And 9 like this. So 12 into 9, 108, right? So you do 12, 1, 2, 3, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You repeat 12 and on this hand one time. Then you go to second and repeat 12 times like that, right? So 12 lines are 108. If you have beads, some kind of beads, you can do it on beads as well, otherwise on finger. I can challenge you, after 1 month you will see an impact in your life. Your mind will slow down, right? And what you need to do during mantra meditation, just hear. Okay, don't think of anything, abhi ye office mein ye kaam hai, ye karna hai, wo karna hai. Just sit at one place. Best time is to do in the morning if possible. Take bath, get up 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes early, get up, take bath, invest in yourself by doing this meditation, connecting with yourself. You will automatically see differences in yourself, right? The mind will become peaceful, right? And when along with this you are having other positive association of the reading Gita, coming to these kind of sessions, right? Slowly your mind will start getting attuned to positive thoughts, it will start getting less distracted, and most importantly also having discipline in life, right? Make some certain discipline in your life, right? At least after so much time I will not check mobile. After getting up in the morning, these are the activities I will do, then only I will check mobile or I will do xyz things or whatever, right? No world is going to fall, right? No heaven is falling, no world is falling if you are not going to check your mobile. It is all there in our mind, right? It is my personal experience, nothing happens, right? Nothing happens, right? It is all in our own mind that something will happen. So from what you say, parents perspective, right? How you can reduce this whole comparison mindset or whatever. First of all, you yourself become solitude and reduce those interactions at home. अरे इसका बच्चा ये करने जा रहा है तो हम भी हमारे बच्चे को डाल देते. Child is hearing that, right? You give space to your child, right? 8 years, 9 years is too early for developing that kind of skill set or whatever. It will if you will give space to the child, they will also start demonstrating some skill sets or whatever, right? And then they will also kind of start this thing. Don't be in this FOMO theory कि अरे मेरे बच्चे को कोई skill नहीं सिखाया है. Prioritize values. If anything you need to teach your child, first teach values. Don't teach skills. Skills anyway school is teaching. The whole world even in our organizations, right? Skill is being taught. The whole world will teach skills. You the only one person who can teach values is parents. So try to put them in some classes or whatever which will help them give values and also help them develop skills like discipline, help develop skills like focus, right? So this music or sports, right? Don't make them engage in classes with music or sports that he will become Sachin Tendulkar or Lata Mangeshkar or whatever. make them join these classes so that they develop focus. Like if they are learning some musical instrument, to learn any musical instrument, it requires focus. So with that mindset, you put them. So now whether you put them in music or after 2 months in cricket, it doesn't matter, because in both the activities he will learn discipline and focus. So if you are in that mindset, you are relaxed. हाँ ठीक है, अभी 2 महीना ये किया, अभी 2 महीना वो कर रहा है, मेरे को एनीवे उसको ना सचिन तेंदुलकर बनाना है ना लता मंगेशकर बनाना है, मेरे को उसमें फोकस बनाना है, मेरे को उसमें डिसिप्लिन लाना है, so that at later age in life, whatever he will do, because of this value system of discipline and focus, he will excel in life. So focus more, not focus more on these value systems. Don't focus on this technical skills. You know, technical skills, the whole world is teaching, school is teaching, and it will come. You know, children are very smart today's age. What they need from parents today is time. What they need from parents today is value system, character, good examples. Okay, focus on that. You know, that is the need of the hour. The need of the hour is characters. One statistics I didn't tell you, right? I have written that there are 27 crore students across India, 15 lakh students in 1 to 12 standard, 3 lakh students in college, 3 crore students in college. Do you know 2000 worth of crores drugs get smuggled every day in India? 18 billion cigarettes are smoked in the world every day. 6.75 trillion cigarettes every year. 1 million students are facing addiction. What are we doing about this? 370 students commit suicide every day. What are we doing about all this? That is why we are having this program, right? So that as parents, as elders, we can learn something and then we can transmit to our children also, right? So I'll conclude here by summarizing our 4 formula. It's all, if you summarize into 2 things, it's simple: association and meditation. Okay, have an environment, okay, which makes it possible easier. Okay, so simplify your environment, create a short-term feedback system. Okay, surround yourself with environment which will facilitate positive habits. Keep Gita, read it, invest your time in reading it, have some discipline, and last is invest in your own ability and skill sets, right? Stop comparison, have some time of solitude, connect with yourselves deeper, right? That deep connection with our own self is missing. When we start connecting with our own self, right, a lot of things becomes very easy in life. So I will conclude with one last 2 comments. Okay, when you are facing difficulty in life and you tolerate, life smiles at you. When you are experiencing happiness in life, life laughs at you. But when you are giving happiness to others, giving joy to others in life, life salutes you. Right? So, my dear friend, the whole idea is that there will be a lot of internal elements like lust, anger, greed, and lot of external objects which will cause distraction. Our job is we should be absorbed, right, in making positive contribution to in our own life and in the life of others. When we are focused on that, then it is very easy to overcome distraction. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Now we can open up for questions. If you don't mind, I'll eat some mangoes. My wife has very lovingly given it, and you can ask questions. No questions? Everything went bouncer?
It was not a bouncer, but I'm trying to digest what you have told. So what I understood from the points you told is like we have to first create a routine and follow it by ourselves so that we can make our children see and follow, adopt it. So may it be meditation or may it be like regular exercise or like whatever. So
Yeah. See, whatever children will see, they will follow, right? You start investing in yourself, right? An automatic outcome will be you will start investing in them. A dried well gives water to other, or a filled up well gives water to others. Yeah. A dried well will give water to others, or a filled well will give water to others. Filled well, right? एक कुआ जो सूखा है
definitely
वो.
filled one.
So first fill your own life with positivity, right? Fill your own life with positivity, spirituality, meditation. They will you will automatically start making lot more positive contribution, right? If you have to help others, first help yourself. Mhm. Make yourself strong, then you can help others. Mhm. Any other questions? No. Okay, then we can wind up here. Our next session hopefully should be on 27th. There are so many dynamics happening in my life. I have completely realized that nothing works as per our plan. I'm actually telling you. You know, last 1.5 month has been such a roller coaster in my life. I'm completely convinced. We used to hear this phrase, right? Man proposes, God disposes. So right now I'm completely living in that euphoria only. I have no control what is going to happen tomorrow, right? So much dynamics is there in the life. So I'm hoping by Lord's will, we will have our next session on 27th May. I'm really enjoying all these sessions. So we will continue our series on 27th from on 27th May, our next session. Uh, as I said, right, spend some time in meditation. You can all do mantra meditation. You can all read books, Gita and other books, and I'm always available in case you have any questions to ask at a personal level. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for having this
Thank you
wonderful.
very much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much.